Shalom Uvracha. Every time we take the Sefer Torah out of the Aron on Shabbos and Yom Tov, we say the following Pasuk. We say, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. This is based on Maseches Sofrim. And the question is, why do we do this? Why do we introduce every significant Kriyas Torah, Shabbos and Moadim, with the Pasuk Shema Yisrael? And I think that perhaps the understanding of this emerges from the basic insight that we're supposed to take out from this Pasuk. The Pasuk says, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu. And the question is, what do we mean when we say Hashem Elokeinu? One can think of two possible meanings for this expression. One is that Hashem is our God and we serve Him. Hashem Elokeinu, we serve Hashem, Hashem Echad, only Hashem. The other meaning is that Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem is our God and He looks after us. He takes care of all our needs. He saves us from all of our troubles. And Hashem Echad, Hashem's unity, Hashem's oneness is a oneness of absolute good. Like the Torah says in Parashat, Kisisa ani ave kol tuvi al panecha. I'll pass all of my goodness, the infinity of my goodness before you. That's the oneness of Hashem, the infinite goodness that Hashem gives us. And in deciding between these two potential insights from the words Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, we find a decisive, I think, understanding in Chazal, in the brachos of Shema. Before Shema Yisrael, we say, Haberchem b'amo Yisrael be'ahava. Hashem chooses us out of love. And after, and this insight I heard from my Rebbe Rav Feivelson and Eliyahu Meir Feivelson Shlita, what do we say after? Emet ve'emunah, kol zot ve'kayam aleinu. We say emet, truth, ve'emunah, and our faith, our trust in Hashem. Kol zot, in all of this, in what? That HaKadosh Baruch Hu is podenu, that He redeems us from all of our enemies. Hamatilenu, He saves us from all those who threaten us. And then we carry on saying Hashem's praise as He who supervises us, who gives us guidance, who gives us salvation, all the way till the end of Ga'al Yisrael, He who redeems Israel. Meaning, the entire thrust of the brachos of the Shema is to emphasize, is to articulate our trust in the goodness of Hashem, that He looks after us, that He supervises us, that He saves us, that He redeems us from all of our troubles. That's what we say in Ma'ariv, which is the words I was quoting before, but also in Shacharis. The thrust is the same. It's HaKadosh Baruch Hu's redemption of His people, how He looks after us. That insight is the most fundamental insight of the entire Torah, which is why the Gemara says in the Nedarim, if a person reads Kriya Shema twice a day, morning and evening, he fulfills the mitzvah of Talmud Torah. Why? That is the fundamental insight of Torah. It's most emphasized in Devarim, which is why this Pasuk is a part of Devarim. Devarim, where we learn that Hashem looks after us, that when we succeed, we shouldn't say it's about us. We should remember that Hashem gives us the strength to perform chayil, to make the wealth and the richness and the strength that we achieve. But it's not just about Dvarim. The entire Torah comes to teach us that Hashem is our God, that we are His children, and that He looks after us and takes care of us. That's what we do on Leila Seder, when we come together as families to pass on the fundamental essence of what it means to be Jewish. And that's what we internalize in the entire Torah. And that's why, when we take out the Sefer Torah, to read whichever portion it might be, we begin with the words Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, because that is the basic essence of what the Torah is trying to teach us. We say that essence every time we take out the Torah on Shabbos and Moadim. We're going to read the Torah. We want to introduce what is it all about. And this also teaches us why V'eschanan, which is every year read after Tisha B'Av, why V'eschanan is the most profound, the deepest consolation after the morning of Tisha B'Av. Before Tisha B'Av, we read Dvarim. That is an introduction to the morning. V'eschanan is the introduction to the consolation. Where does that lie? In the words Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. That Hashem's oneness encompasses everything. Everything is captured in the oneness of His goodness and in the oneness of His supervision upon us. And even though sometimes it's harsh, sometimes we go through the toughest of times, we go through crises personally and nationally, but we know that Hashem will take us through those crises. We know that ultimately we're going to reach that national and personal purpose that we do need to reach in the end. And we appreciate that with the word Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, and that gives us our consolation. After the morning, after the question of how do we go on, the answer is in the words Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. We should take that insight to the next chapter of Jewish history that we're writing as we speak. We should all have a beautiful Shabbos.